Yo! What's happening? I'm gonna turn down this volume a little bit. How's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Uh, this audio is. Can you guys even hear that? You can. It's a bit loud in my ears. So let me turn it down on my end. We'll turn it up there. How does that sound? How's that level? Is that, can you hear everything okay? Can you hear me all right? Can you hear the music barely in the background where it's pleasant but not overwhelming? Okay, well, let's hop into stuff. Thanks for being patient, for waiting for me to hop on. Tonight, we've got a whole agenda ahead of us. Just pulling up some stuff so that I don't forget everything that I want to talk about. Well, first off, I mean, it's good to be back after not streaming for a while. I think it's been like a month? Maybe not that long, but it's been a while. So it's nice to, just get back into stuff. I didn't stream since the last video came out, or since I started writing the last video, which was a Halloween short film, which is different from our normal fare. And that just went up this last Wednesday. So, if you haven't seen that, if you haven't seen the short film, you should definitely go check that out. It tanked, I would say, which I kind of expected, to be honest. When I started to make the video, I was kind of like, yeah, this video does not fit the rest of our channel, and so people are going to see it and think that maybe it doesn't fit or something like that, or they're just not going to click on it. It's not what they're expecting from us. But I'm glad that you liked it. Reach Communications, and hello, Tesfaya. I should say hello to other folks who are in the chat. Everybody that's been joining: Moat, Lex, Nighthawk, Cliff Rockton, Lee Shara, Ben R, Ray. Glad to have you all here. You'll be smoking hash and evolving your brain cells while watching drugs and evolution video editing. All right. Well, we all get our kicks in different ways, but hope you enjoy the show while you're just hanging out. So, yeah, anyway, the last time that I streamed was when I was writing that short. And actually, I think, well, hang on. I don't think that was even the short that I ended up making, if I'm being honest. Because initially I had another script that I was mostly done with, or that I knew exactly how it was going to go. But I didn't finish it because it required more people and more work than I realized I had time or resources for. So I decided to pare it down, completely change the story, and make something that I could film with just me and Allie. And that's how you ended up with the short that you ended up seeing there. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. I'll drop it in the chat. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. One moment. Let me copy the link. So I'll put that in chat first off. Boom. If you haven't seen it. So fun video. At some point, I need to change the thumbnail. It is not getting clicked on, which is fine. I wasn't anticipating this thing to be like a huge view video anyway, but it's doing pretty abysmally. So let me show you what thumbnail looks like currently. Just need to navigate, find this stuff. All right, there we go. So here is what this looks like right now. Oop. There we go. That's what it looks like right now. Which is fine. It's not the best thumbnail, if I'm being honest. And then especially when you make it, phone sized, right? Like you got your phone, and the space that you get for a thumbnail is like that, right? If you're lucky. Or it's even tinier as a suggested video after somebody else's. And so really what you end up getting is about that. And you look at that thumbnail and you're like, what even is that? What's going on? It's not very clear. So I'm gonna probably redo it at some point. Not tonight. I've got too much work to do with this video, which is too bad. It's probably better to change it sooner rather than later. And it wouldn't take too long, but long enough that it'll get in the way of working on the video that we have for today. So anyway, go watch it if you're feeling adventurous. I didn't drop it in the Twitch chat. There we go. For all y'all in Twitch. And actually, if you're over on YouTube right now and you're hanging out with me, first off, appreciate it. Thanks for being here. All cats all the time. Afrotech Mods, what is up? Good to see you. What the heck? Was not expecting to see you over on Twitch here. Or Twitch? No, YouTube? Wait, where are you? Even, oh, there you are. There you are. Over on YouTube. Man, we got a little like YouTube celebrity in the chat. Well, happy to see you. I remember you commented on one of my cat videos from a while back, and that like made my day. So good to see you. Anyway, okay, what else has been going on? If any of you have not seen Afrotech Mods, you should go check out his channel. So, long story short, we're gonna be working on the video. You might be wondering, what's this video all about? Well, a month and a half ago, we made a video that was about what psychedelics do to your brain. And it has done surprisingly well. I've been very happy about that. I think it's got over 200,000 views right now or something like that. And it has easily been sort of our most watched video in a while, which is great. Yeah, 212,000 views. And that really surprised me, if I'm being honest. Like, I thought it was going to be an interesting topic and something that people would gravitate towards, but I didn't think it was like particularly different from other stuff that we make, or like significantly better. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it was the thumbnail, or just like the title. I have no idea, but people ended up clicking on it and really liking it and engaging with it. But in the video, there was one thing, like, in general, comments were great. People talking a lot about their own experiences or their issues with, psychedelics being used for treatment purposes or other stuff like that. But there was one thing that Ali said that really stuck with people and got so many comments, more comments than anything else, which was, and I'll just pull up the file that we're working on today. Maybe I should just play this from the beginning. Let me just render it out, because otherwise it's not going to play, or won't play smoothly. But there was one thing that she said during that video about the stoned ape hypothesis. And if you're not familiar with the stoned ape hypothesis, that's okay. But we're going to be going in depth about it. Thanks, L. David, for subscribing. Appreciate that. And so we decided to make a whole video about it because Allie made some kind of derogatory remarks about it, or one derogatory remark, and people were like, "You got a problem with that? What's your problem with the stoned ape hypothesis, huh?" So we decided, okay, we're gonna go in depth and really get down to what the problem is, why we have an issue with this. Hey, Yikes Factory, good to see you. Happy to have you on stream. And don't worry, Afrotech Mods, you did not hijack anything. Lemur, thanks for the subscription as well. All right, this is gonna take a long time if we let this sit for too long. So maybe I'll just show you. It's not gonna render. Well, it'll render, but it'll take some time to render. So maybe I'll just show you this very beginning part that is not completed. You can see the red bar here. That means it's gonna be choppy. But I'll tell you what, let's change it to 1/8 and maybe it'll play through. Let's find out.
Not too long ago, I made a video about what psychedelics do to your brain. And in it, I made a somewhat flippant comment that got the attention of a lot of our viewers. Let's review, shall we? Roll the tape. And there's even a fringe theory called the stoned ape hypothesis that says that humans became conscious because we opened our minds using psychedelics. But we're not gonna get into that because it's actually a pretty bad theory. Honestly,
That's it. That's all that she said about the stoned ape hypothesis, and people freaked out. So let's actually look at the comments from that. Pull up comments here because I think they're pretty funny, and we'll just see what folks were saying. Oops, if I can spell. Okay. Are you ready? Let's change it over. I might need to like make this way bigger. Yeah, that'll work. All right. This one was the only one that supported us, and you can see that we liked it. Person said, "Thank you for saying stoned ape is a bad theory. It makes no sense with regard to evolutionary biology, and I wish people would stop talking about it. Great video." Yay! But that's about the only one that agreed. Hey, great video. You said stoned ape theory is a bad theory. Can you put some color around that? Stoned ape theory is pretty bad. I think it adds up considering it wouldn't be the only reason for human consciousness, as there are a lot of variables. Plus, we wouldn't be discussing these themes today if we're not for people like Terence McKenna, for example. Why is the stoned ape theory a bad theory according to her? We have some people who are responding and sort of not giving great detail, but I would say sort of dismissing it, which is nice. Why call the stoned ape hypothesis a bad theory? You might not agree with it or believe it to be true, but what we have seen with psilocybin's neurogenic effects is it's hard to believe. It's not that hard to believe, rather. The hypothesis is trying to explain how our brains doubled in size in such a quick evolutionary time period, a food source that has neurogenic properties. Why can't we at least accept that it could be true instead of saying it's bad? Stoned ape theory is a bad theory. I'd like to know how so. I found it pretty fascinating. And this person said, yeah, that statement didn't sit very well with me. Stoned ape hypothesis is not a bad theory. It only has a silly name. Somebody said something about the stoned ape hypothesis there. Why would you disrespect the stoned ape hypothesis like that? Agreed. I find it to be the theory plausible. Psilocybin has been shown to create neurogenesis and regenesis. Anyway, that part when she said stoned ape theory is a bad hypothesis, have you ever used these spirit molecules? Because if you have, you'd happen to see why the human primate brain could evolve. Okay, we've got a nice long one. We're just going to skip that. Doesn't the stoned ape theory... I don't have patience for reading really long comments. I don't know if that's just me, but figured. I don't know. I just don't want to get into it. Let's see. Doesn't the stoned ape theory say that mushroom consumption promoted neurogenesis and libido, which resulted in our ancestors' brain size increasing over 2 million years? Why is the stoned ape theory bad? Seems like the best explanation for an extremely rapid development of the human brain. No, stoned ape theory is not a bad theory. Research it yourself. Blah, 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 blah. Somebody else said something about the stoned ape theory in here. Did she just diss my man Terrence? This person was a little bit maybe self-aware or something like that. Well, I had the same reaction. I guess she called it bad because that's not really the stoned ape theory. It's not about gaining consciousness. Instead, it's about mushrooms having a big influence on the social, cultural, and psychological development of early humans. So you can see already there's a lot of conflicting understandings of what the stoned ape hypothesis says, what it means, what is believed about it, even within the people who believe it to be true. Now you might be wondering, why do people get so wrapped up in this one comment, as a throwaway? And I can't help but feel that it's partly due to, what was that documentary, Fantastic Fungi or something like that, Fabulous Fungi. They talk about it in there and give it credence without really diving into the issues with it. They just sort of prop it up as this true thing. But I think the other reason that it has become so popular recently is because of Joe Rogan, who talked about it and has talked about it multiple times on his podcast. And so, it's a very popular podcast. A lot of people listen to it, and I think people are naturally they naturally were interested in that because Joe Rogan very much wants it to be true. So, would you collab with Vsauce? Vsauce probably would not have me. So I would collab with Vsauce. Would Vsauce collab with me? That's questionable. It makes sense because if you're always surviving in some way, you're seeing life through a filter of fear and protection. When you start to find patterns in nature, you're more likely to avoid danger instead of being afraid of everything. I don't quite know the argument that you're making, Reach Communications, but I think maybe you should hear the counter argument and sort of see what you think. Hey, Knowing Better's here. Also another great YouTube channel. If you have not seen his YouTube, let's just check it out right now. Let's just go over there. Does some awesome videos. Oh no, I went to my channel. That's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Knowing Better. Check him out. He did a video recently about self-help gurus, more specifically about NXIVM and sort of the dangers that can come with cults, getting caught up in cults. Really good stuff. Very extensive research, and obviously the videos are long for a reason. He's not just filling time. It's like a lot of information. So definitely check out his videos. Anyway, today is going well. Sorry, Yikes Factory. I saw your comment and then I just saw your name, but I totally missed what you asked about. You're the same way. If you see a wall of text, you keep scrolling. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like looking at long comments. I tend to skip over them. Rogan is probably the leading expert on the stoned ape hypothesis, just given his personal experience of drug use. Just kidding. But anyway, so that all said, obviously we've already got some people in even this comment section making arguments in support of the stoned ape hypothesis. So I think it's worth debating. And here we try to break everything down. Now, here's where we're at in terms of editing. At one point, animals before apes ate it, and like other food, it helped evolving the brain in general. Perhaps. Yeah, well, we'll get into the details, and you'll sort of hear piecemeal what the argument is, and then we'll go through one by one. Here's a short, Osgood Photos, I appreciate you for making such a concise, short comment. Everyone should take note of your example. Okay. So here's the deal. I've done a preliminary cut of just Allie's video, sort of the face to camera stuff. And already you can see we're at 18:23. Now this is a rough cut. I might go through this and clean up things here or there, take out breaths. Maybe I accidentally have some duplicate takes or something like that. But more or less, this is a rough first cut. In addition to this, we also have some interview footage that we're going to have to add in. So this is going to be a longer video, which I don't think we truly anticipated with this video, but Allie was able to talk to, let me move the chat here because it's kind of in the middle of the video there. There, it's a little easier to see then too. So Allie was able to get one of her former professors, Pascal Gagneux, and he is one of the leading experts on human anthropogeny, I guess, essentially, which is it's sort of a word to describe how we got to where we are today, right? The study of how we got to where we are today. So a great person to have in the video, and sort of someone who can shed some light on the theory. But what that means is we've got a base cut, and now we've got to add in some of this other footage. And my plan is essentially to, Allie's already picked out some sections, but I don't know where they are in this interview exactly. I know approximately, but we'll have to figure that out, and then make it look pretty. And then, so what I'll probably do today is just start from the very beginning and go clip by clip and start making this look nice. That's the goal. And just start at the beginning. I've already done a few things to help to get things moving along. I've already done some color correction, so that's good. The audio has already been messed with a little bit, so the audio should be generally pretty good, at least for these parts. And now we're just gonna be doing some effects, right? Text and imagery and stuff like that, and then putting in interview footage. So that's what we're gonna do. Enough talking about it. Let's just start it. So we'll start at the beginning again.
Not too long ago, I made a video about what psychedelics do to your brain. And in it, I made a somewhat flippant comment that got the attention of a lot of our viewers. Let's review, shall we? Roll the tape. And there's even a fringe theory called the stoned ape hypothesis that says that humans became conscious because we opened our minds using psychedelics. But we're not gonna get into that because it's actually a pretty bad theory. Honestly, I didn't think I was being particularly...
We could probably go back to full here.
Honestly, I didn't think I was being particularly bold, but some...
Let me actually, just for your viewing enjoyment, I'm gonna make the video much larger, so we're not gonna be working with too many layers down here.
Honestly, I didn't think I was being particularly bold, but some of you Well, actually, many of you got pretty steamed by that claim.
Okay, so here we're gonna add in images of the various comments. That's the goal. So I have to first figure out if I'm going to cut here.
So let's explore the
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
claim.
cut.
So let's
Okay, that's done. Right? Yeah. We're gonna bring this into After Effects. We're gonna apply the LUT. Boom. Perfect. Oh, I've already got a preliminary thumbnail, and I want to get your feedback to see what you think of it. Tell me what you think of this. Huh? What you think? I like it. I like the eyes in particular, the monkey side. We're still debating whether or not to include Joe Rogan in the thumbnail, as I don't know. Joe Rogan is divisive, and I don't particularly want to promote him. But animals create territories, small groups, and adapt to the environment because they understand boundaries to survive. Perhaps. I am a 36 and haven't taken shrooms since I was 18. I shroomed this past Friday and came across that shroom video. Bravo, bravo. Oh, that's nice. Wow, well then this is going to be very applicable. You know, if you watch that video, then you're going to love this next one. It is kind of like a spider monkey. Yeah. I hope that having that many eyes is not going to scare people away. But, okay, here's what we got to do. Tell you what, I gotta pull up YouTube and go back to that video again, and I have to clip a bunch of those comments. So I didn't do this ahead of time, so apologies for that. Go through here. Let's see. One moment. Okay. All right. So this is going to be kind of boring. So apologies in advance, but what we got to do is let's make these slightly bigger. That. And maybe we'll make them more square shaped. They'll probably fit in the frame a little bit easier. And now we're going to essentially copy these and paste them in. It's not good. Does that not work? Annoying. Let's save them to Stone Deep, and we'll just call it let's just copy that so that we can add on. All right, I told you this was going to be a little bit boring. This is the tedium of making videos, right? Is we get to do stuff like this. But I swear it will pay off in the end. What? Okay, that didn't work. I plan to just copy and paste. Go. Blah, 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 blah. That one's done. And you know, I was thinking about this. I'll probably end up blurring out folks' names. Not really in the mood to like shame people. You know? The point is more, it's more to use it as an example, not to make people feel bad for asking questions like this. I appreciate having comments like this. It sort of tells us like, oh, all right, this is something that people care about. People have questions about. All right, we're gonna skip over. We'll just copy these two. Save as comment 7. You know, if I was smart, I would be doing this as I was reading them. But oh well, we can't go back now. We got the long one here. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm almost done. I can't even read your guys' comments because I've zoomed in so much that all of my Chrome boxes are like, oh, what just happened? All my Chrome boxes are like also oversized. Yeah, okay. Got this guy. Right. You know, it would be really cool if YouTube had a function like built in where you could snip comments. Wouldn't that be neat? Just me? Maybe that's just something that I want. Okay, there's that. We're almost there, folks. We're almost at the end. Okay. We got this. We're gonna skip over and do that. Okay. 12 comments. Well, 12. Actually, I think there, let me check. There are some other keywords that I want to search for. Let's just look for ape. Oh, we're getting comments from more than just the video. Let's go back to just the video. Did I get this one? I feel like I missed that one. Let me take a look. Yeah, I got that one, I think. Yeah, I got that one. Okay, good. Let me, I think I got them. Yeah, I think we're good there. So let's look up Terrence. See what comes up with that. Disinterrence, not cool. We're not really clear. We think it's probably, if I had to guess, the only way to know is to have the guts to try it. Go for it. That's a funny comment. All right. Save that one. Comment 13. let's look up, because he actually spells his name differently, if I recall correctly. Terence McKenna. Terence. Terence. Oh boy, another long one. They open you up to the possibility that everything you know is wrong. Terence McKenna. Oh, it's just a quote from McKenna. But it's not really, he's not really saying like, Stone Ape hypothesis is really good. Okay, I think we got all the comments that we need. So let's zoom back out. Whew, we made it. Thank you for waiting. All right. Now that we've got all of those comments, let me see what comments you've been leaving because I've been neglecting you. Okay. Not only was I having a blast with the visual enchantment effects, it was extremely educational. I even watched it again sober. Wow, well that's great. So this is my life at 2:53 a.m. Lighting desk. Where are you? Where do you live? That it's 2:53 in the morning. Okay. Pull this up too. All right. So now we got to do is grab all these comments and drop them in. Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK. That's awesome. Well, welcome to the stream. Happy to have you. Okay, we've got all these in here now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna scale them all down. Oh, don't wanna go too small. Let's go like that. And probably gonna wanna mess with positioning of each of these. So I'll tell you what, we'll grab this one. Go, we'll put this one, maybe sort of, oh, this is the hard part of this, is keeping all your layers straight. Put that one there, we'll put this one here-ish, put this one down. We're gonna kind of, oh, I guess I should go around Allie's face, at least initially. So we'll bring this one down, actually. Bring it over. Okay. This one we'll bring here. This one will put corner. This one will push. Ooh, that one's a big one. Put that one here. Oh, that one's an even bigger one. Okay, we'll put that one there. That's a nice big open space. We'll end up grabbing this guy and moving it up more. And that one, this newly created opening. Like so. Great. Let me turn up the music ever so slightly. How's that? Better? That one's there. This one will move. Okay, now we're getting into overlapping comments because we're running out of space. So that's okay. We can have this. We're just gonna have to move a few things around in a second here. You once disliked Sam's comment in the top left. Not sure if you want to hide that. In the top left? It's fine. Seems like it's all right. Okay, let's put that over here, like so. Okay, which is this one? Oh, number 1. Look at that. Okay, you can kind of have it be in the middle there, I think. That's okay. We're just gonna move a few things around then. That. Oop, wrong one. That there, move that down. Move this up. Then we'll make that one nice and big. All right, great. Wonderful. Let's save this. So now what I want to do is go into these, and we're gonna have to do a bit of kind of annoying work. But once we do it once, maybe we can copy and paste it. Let's see. Go into it. We'll actually, I'll tell you what. Do layer, new adjustment layer. And we're gonna add Gaussian blur. Like that. And then I'm gonna blur out names like that. Easy peasy. Yeah. I'll tell you what. We will feather it out slightly. Make it look pretty. You don't get as hard of edges. Yeah, that'll work. All right, we'll copy that adjustment layer and we'll go on to the next pre-comp. Okay, and we'll delete these ones. We'll just move around some of these other ones. Oh, that's fine. I'll move this one. Oh, come on. Go. Great. Next, recomp. Delete these again. And just pull that over like so. I imagine visceral experience hardwires our brain, and the effects of psychoactive drugs is they help us see past the hardwiring. You're actually not far off. So that's something that we'll be talking about in this video. Actually, is essentially, well, and we talked about it in the last video too. In the one about psychedelics, is their ability to allow for neuroplasticity, allow for greater neuroplasticity so that we can create new connections essentially within our brains, which is pretty cool. All right, that one seems fine. Oop. Paste. There we go. Connections, yes, exactly. More connections. All right. This is also boring, and I'm sorry for all the setup to get this established, but it will pay off once it's done. So what we're doing is we're blurring out all these names, not really looking to, you know, put people on the spot. I used a square there. Oops. It's fine. Not that big of a deal. This person has a really long username. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Again, these don't have to be perfect because they're only on screen for a couple minutes. A couple seconds, what I meant to say. They're there and then they're gone. You don't even notice them. Some people might pause it, I guess, and read through the comments just to see what they all say. I don't know if you guys do that. I do that with videos. Even videos where they're like, oh, we got so many requests to talk about this topic. I'll like pause the video and read other people's comments that are displayed on the video, which seems sort of silly, but I can't explain it. I just have the need, the desire. How many of you out there read comments on YouTube videos? Like when you watch a YouTube video, how often do you scroll down to then read the comments that other people leave? And a follow-up question, how many of you comment yourself? And how many of you, I guess, give thumbs up or thumbs down to comments? Or are you more of the lurker type, where you just sort of, you read stuff, but you don't interact with it? You always read the comments? Fair enough. I tend to read the comments too. Why I feel relaxed, so calm, and have a peaceful mind while listening to the Islamic Quran. Does it affect my brain chemistry to be so relaxy? Well, I mean, if it helps you feel relaxed, then that is to a certain degree affecting your brain chemistry. Whether or not it's specific to, the Quran is probably a personal experience. But hey, if it works for you, if it's a relaxation technique for you, then keep doing it. If it helps you feel good, then it seems like it might be a nice relaxation tool to have on your tool belt. All right, we've done it. We have blurred out the various names and images. And so now what we get to do is do just a little bit of offsetting. How do I do this again? Time? Is it under time? No. How do I do this again? There's a way to keyframe assistant? Sequence layers. Okay, so here's what I gotta do. I select all of these, right? Maybe I select from the bottom to the top. Go over one. Maybe I just do this like that, right? Right click on these. Keyframe assistant, sequence layers. Don't want any, I guess I do want overlap. We'll say okay. All right, well. It's not really what I wanted, actually. All right, that's fine. We'll just do it manually. Let's first watch the video and see what Ali says here. Let's see here. Tim Bailey, I watch YouTube on my TV most of the time these days, so I can neither see comments nor give them thumbs up or thumbs down. Oh my gosh, you're limiting your your engagement opportunities. But I appreciate you, you know, coming on the stream. You know, that to me says like, okay, well you're on YouTube on your computer or maybe your phone. I don't know. That would actually be a good question. Here, I'll put a poll on YouTube. How are you watching this stream right now? Computer, phone, and let's add TV. There we go. All right, feel free to reply to the poll. Religion is the opiate. Lemur, you know, I think we got to be respectful of folks who are believers as well as non-believers, everybody in between, you know. TV doesn't have a full interface, so you can't even like or comment. Good to know. I don't watch YouTube on the TV that often. Every once in a while, but not too frequently.
Honestly,
Here, I'm actually gonna change down the quality so that we can get through this faster.
honestly, I didn't think I was.
Some of you. All right, that's where we're starting. We'll do. I'll tell you what. We'll do 3 comments. Oh, what did I do? I just opened up a bunch of compositions that I didn't want to open up. Okay. We'll have 3 comments just to sort of tease this, right?
But some of you. Well,
Here. Yeah, that might actually be good timing.
some of you. Well, actually,
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be good. We're gonna then just drop a ton of comments all at the same time, and we'll space these out a little bit more. Okay. I know I'm sort of covering up what I'm doing here. My body.
some of you. Well, actually, many of you got pretty steep.
Okay, so we want comments to more or less be on the screen by there. Let's try squeezing these in a little bit more. Shouldn't be that hard. Yeah. See how that.
Many of you got pretty steamed. Actually, many of you. Many of you.
Okay, I think we gotta squeeze it a little bit more.
Many of you got pretty steamed by
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, now what we're gonna do is a nice little trick. We're gonna open up our extension. That's not an extension. Where is it? It is Animation Composer 3. I'm gonna put that right here, and we're gonna use a overshoot from scale from anchor point. There we go. And set that as the in. You fired up your laptop for fire streams like this one, but you saw that I was live when you turned on your TV. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that the TV would also show live streams, but I guess that makes sense.
Some of you. Well, actually, many of you got pretty steamed by that claim. Honestly.
Okay, I think that's pretty good. It doesn't look like very much just because we have it at quarter quality, so it's not like the best quality ever. But, oh my lord, I just opened up all those. Okay, that's fine actually, because we need to toggle the motion blur in all these. Okay. It's these small details, folks, that you don't think about. You think like, oh, you just throw a few things on there and the video's done, you know? No. It's these small details that make it good. And if you do it right, nobody ever notices. That's the crying shame about this. Doing all this work to make things invisible. But that's art, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, so
Some of you.
now we got some nice motion blur on these.
Many of you.
See? Boom.
Got pretty
Looking
sneaky,
good.
but-
Great. I'm gonna save that. Move on. Go back to our
So let's explore.
Okay, so we went from sort of a wide out shot of Allie, right? Like this, and now we want to push in the camera. So for this next shot, maybe we'll push into 80%? Yeah, that sounds good. Like that. We'll center her kind of a little bit off center, like that.
So let's explore this theory a little more. Let's break it down, and I'll explain exactly why the stoned ape hypothesis is really not a very good theory. As some of you may remember, in graduate school, I didn't have a good theory.
Okay, so I sort of left some extra time at the end there, sort of to drive that point home, but then also to give ourselves some flexibility to overlap some of this stuff. Oh, let me look at the poll. I totally forgot about it. Oh, let's see. All right. Oh, wow. It's still changing. Yeah, if you haven't taken the poll, take it now. I'll just leave it up. Why not? I got nothing but time. Okay. Here we go. Just make sure that I'm not missing anything over here. Nope. Go. Okay, great. All right. So, like I was saying, let's overlap this ever so slightly.
A very good theory. As some of you may
Yeah.
a very good theory. As some of you may
We might do a little bit of something there. Let's listen to this clip again.
So let's explore this theory a little more. Let's break it down, and I'll explain exactly why the stoned ape hypothesis is really not a very good theory. As some of you may remember, in graduate school,
We could play with that. I'll probably come back to it because it's not of utmost importance, but you know what we could do is sort of put in some fun text that essentially aligns with what she's saying, right? To really drive that point home. But I think we'll skip it for now and just come back to it later.
As some of you may remember, in graduate school, I didn't study only neuroscience. I also spent some time studying anthropogeny.
Okay, here we're gonna need a word on screen so that people can see what she's actually saying.
Which is an old school term for the study of human origins. UC San Diego.
Okay, we're gonna speed that up a little bit just to get this moving.
Human origins.
We might even have an overlay, so video.
Origins. UC San Diego, my PhD alma mater, is home to the Center for Academic Research and Training in Anthropogeny, or CARTA, which brings together dozens of researchers from around the world to study and discuss the question of where humans came from and how we got to where we are today.
Okay. Gonna delete that too.
Today. The community includes philosophers, biologists.
Okay, so we'll zoom. I'll tell you what. We need to find some video to go over here, some B-roll. Just because I think it'll look good.
In graduate school, I didn't study only neuroscience.
Let's also zoom in slightly here. Not not to get too close, but just to...
Also spent some time studying anthropogeny, which is an old school term for the study of human origins. UC San...
Okay, so we're gonna have that text come on screen. We'll pull this up. Okay, great. So what do we need? We need come on. Oh, I still have my text from that horror movie. Anthropogeny. I don't even know if that's actually the right spelling. I don't know if it's an E. I think it is. Find out. All right, and the font that we've been using is Graphic. Where is it? There we go. And we'll probably use regular? Medium? Medium. That seems right. We'll scale it down. And we will center that. Center that. Okay, let's look up anthropogeny and make sure that I spelled it right. I did. Okay, good. Wonderful. Next thing, we'll want to put a drop shadow on this to give it a little bit of distinction from the background, so that's easier to read. Wonderful. And now I just want to line it up.
As some of you may remember, in graduate...
Okay, again, we're gonna bring the quality down to 1/4 just so we can scrub through this faster.
As some of you may remember, in
Okay, that's where it is. Anthropogeny, right there. And that's gonna come in from the bottom. Such a nice plugin to have here. Really makes my life easier. I want it to come in slower.
Studying anthropogeny, which is an old school term for the...
I think I want the position to be slightly lower too. Right there. Okay. Study of human origins is what it is. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, as soon as that's done, we're gonna break that off. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna have the position go from there over there. Okay. Oops. I should probably move my cursor first.
Which is an old...
There we go. Oh, actually, I guess it doesn't change really until... There we go, right there. We'll probably want to actually mess with the scale too, now that I'm thinking about it. Make it slightly smaller. Push all the way over. Okay, great. Now we'll duplicate it. Turn off this stuff. The study of human origins. Wonderful. We're going to scale that down. We could probably have it be kind of small. That. And then that way, anthropogeny, scoot over like that. And then what we can do is also add an apostrophe, not an apostrophe, a semicolon or a colon. Yeah. Take off position and scale again. Just have that. And we'll poise that right there. Wonderful. And now what we do is we take these, we pull them over a bit. We'll have those also come in from the bottom. Take off the rotation because I don't like it when it rotates.
Old school term for the study of human origins. For the study of school term for the study.
Okay. Now this is going to come in later. We're going to speed ramp, not speed ramp. We're going to mess with the timing of the scale and position. Just to get that looking a bit more interesting.
Old school term for the study of human origins.
Pretty good. Might like lengthen those out a little bit.
For the study of human origins. As some of you may.
Great. Yeah, it looks not bad. Save that. We'll go back to Premiere.
Human origins. UC San Diego, my PhD on.
Okay, here we want probably a video of UC San Diego if we can find one. Let me check my resources and see if I can find. Nope, that didn't bring up anything. Let me just search San Diego generally. Maybe we will find footage of the university. We can also grab it from online, but sometimes there's stock footage that is accessible. I think I would much rather use that because they tend to be higher quality shots and also nicer, more sort of artistic looking shots. Not finding anything. Let's find pixels. They probably don't have. Yes. Nope, nothing with that. Let's see if they got one. I can't even. Yeah. Yeah. I might have some footage. Well, not of UCSD. I think I have footage of the university itself. So, oh hey, thanks. Appreciate it. So we might have to look online, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to make a note for myself. Oh, I'll close it. Yeah. With that door that goes out into the hallway, when you try to close it from the outside, the doorknob comes off. So I guess don't get trapped inside your own room, but we'll fix that at some point. Okay.
UC San Diego, my PhD alma mater, is home to the Center for.
Tell you what, here's what we'll do. We're gonna add some text here, just so I don't forget. Insert UCSD footage. There. Now I'll definitely remember. There. That seems obvious enough.
UC San Diego, my PhD alma mater, is home to the Center for Academic Research and Training in Anthropogeny, or CARTA, which brings together dozens of researchers from around the world. To study and discuss the question of where humans came from and how we got to where we are today.
All right, we'll bring this into After Effects. And we're gonna actually do a little bit of work with what she's saying about Carta.
UC San Diego.
Here's the quality again.
UC San Diego. My PhD. For academic research and alma mater is home to the Center.
Okay, so she's talking about Carta. Carta is the center. Tell you what, let's grab this real quick. We're going to mess with the paragraph so it's like that. Center. What does it stand for?
For academic research and training.
For academic research and let's do an and sign. Training.
Anthropology or
In anthropology. I always have to think whenever I'm writing that down. Okay, we'll scale that down. I'm gonna position it over. More or less there. Add the drop shadow. Let's get rid of this for now, just so we can see what we're working with. There we go. Now, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab that, and then we're gonna start duplicating these, okay? If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm just now individually adding these words one by one. I duplicated the mask. Go. This is easier than some other ways. Oop. Some other ways of doing this. I'm sure there's lazier ways that I could get this text to show up on screen. But I like how this looks when it's up coming on screen. All right. There's that and that. Wonderful. And now,
Center for home to the center.
we got center
Center for
or
academic
academic
research and training.
like that, more or less. And now we're gonna have that come from the left. And like we were doing before, we're gonna remove the rotation. Each of these. The other thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna change the anchor points for each of them. So I think what I can actually do is, yeah, let's do that. There, wonderful. And so now when they come on,
Center for Academic Research and Training in Anthropology.
it's a little bit late, right? So we're just gonna move them all back.
the Center for Academic Research and Training in Anthropology.
We'll make the in come in a little bit earlier.
Research and Training in Anthropology. Or
Okay, now none of them have motion blur, so we'll turn that on.
home to the Center for Academic Research and Training in Anthropology, or CARTA, which
Okay.
brings together
So now what we gotta do is let me think about how to do this.
home to the Center for Academic Research and Training in Anthropology, or
I've done this so many times before, but it's always a bit of a pain. I'll tell you what, we'll make it easy on ourselves. That over. We're gonna take off the mask. And then this is what we'll do. That doesn't quite work, does it? That's okay. We actually don't even need that. We can just delete the text. Like that. And then we're gonna have these individually do this. Let's overlap these slightly. Mess with the opacity. 1, 2, 3. Them all go down to 0. And for this, we're gonna mess with the opacity as well. 1, 2, 3. Have it go down to 0.
or CARTA, or CARTA, or CARTA.
And now what I want to do is actually have all of these go to a new location. That's not good. Okay, we'll duplicate this layer. Give a little bit of distinction between all of these. Character, add some separation between these guys. That, right? Now we do. Oops. That. This guy. Right down here, right? Now, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this all over again, right? What we just did before. This time, doing it horizontally. What am I doing? Oh, I guess I didn't do what I wanted to do. That mask down. Like that. That. Okay. Here we go. All right, and now I'm gonna mess with the. Oh, did not mean to do that. There we go. Position is now these are all going to go down to here. Just do these one by one. So the A will match up. Like that. Okay, for this we actually do need full resolution, I think. There we go. Just to know that we're lining it up. So let's do 940, right? And we'll do 1243. No, that's a little bit too far over. Okay, that's fine. That's good enough. And now we're gonna do the T. Let's just get them in approximately the correct area, the correct zone. Then we can mess with exact locations once they're close. That. Okay. So let's change all these to 980. Oh, I guess that doesn't work. But 940, I see. 940. That doesn't work either. All right, never mind. These are all slightly different. What else would I expect, right? Okay. 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 Now, let's easy ease all those. And I swear this will pay off. I'm going to... that's not gonna work. Well, let's just see how it looks right now.
Carta, which brings together dozens.
I forget that it's so slow when it's in full resolution.
Carta, which brings together Carta, which brings.
Okay, I think that works more or less. I don't think we need to, you know, make it any more intense than it is. I will tell you what, though. Nah, it's fine. Okay. It's great. Okay, so we got that figured out. We're going to save that. What else do we have as part of this?
Carta, which brings together dozens of researchers from around the world to study and discuss the question of where humans came from and how we got to where we are today.
Okay, tell you what, we'll add a picture of Carta. Let's find a photo, shall we? Here we go. Okay, so here is the image, like logo, I guess, for Carta. There you go. How about that? Ryle, The monkey. Okay, you chill out. Good to see you. Happy to have you here. All right, so we've got the logo here, right? I don't know how we're gonna fit this in exactly. If we just want it to show up, you know, sort of from the top. I guess we can have it, I'll tell you what. Make this its own comp. American Crime Journal, do you know me? I don't think so. Should I? Okay.
Which brings together dozens of researchers from around the world to study.
Tell you what, we'll have that go down to the bottom. And we'll have this guy come in from the top. Like that.
Around the world to study and discuss the question of where humans came from. And
I'll tell you what, we'll even go a little bit farther. We'll have, oh, not the position, we'll have the scale slightly increase for that time.
around the world to study and discuss the question of where humans came from and how we got to where we are today. UC San
Okay, that'll work.
around the world to study and discuss the question of where humans came from and how we got to where we are today.
We're not really talking, so Ryle, to answer your question, we're not really talking about the evolution of drugs. We're talking about a theory that drugs, specifically magic mushrooms, promoted the evolution of humanity, of human culture and consciousness. And essentially we're going to be breaking it down and essentially saying that it's not a very good theory. It's called the Stoned Ape hypothesis or Stoned Ape theory, and it's just not very good. Okay, we've got that note for ourselves. Let's continue on, shall we?
The community includes philosophers, biologists, anthropologists, paleontologists, neuroscientists, psychologists, linguists, physicians, and even artists.
I'll tell you what, we're going to start off at 60%. Right about there. Is anything ever one thing, but our minds tend to cling from pride? Yeah, so American Crime Journal, we're actually saying that most likely is not what, like, I think the problem with the theory is that it sort of points at magic mushrooms as like the thing that pushed humans from, you know, our ancient ancestors into becoming the intelligent creatures that we are, and unfortunately there's just not very good evidence that that's true. So it probably contributed in certain ways, you know, with like creativity and perhaps, you know, like producing creative works or exploring things from different perspectives in the way that these kinds of drugs might do for us now, but they didn't evolve our brain. If that makes sense. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to slowly zoom in as Ali is saying all these things.
Physicians and even artists.
Let it go into about 75, maybe right about there. Let's see what that looks like.
The community includes philosophers, biologists, anthropologists, paleontologists, neuroscientists, psychologists, linguists, physicians, and even artists. Carta has a special
Yeah, I think we should ease into the end as well.
The community includes philosophers, biologists, anthropologists, paleontologists, neuroscientists, psychologists, linguists, physicians, and even artists. Carta has a special program that...
Just generally speaking, it's hard to tell the effects over a long period. Communities probably are one of the greatest contributors. Are you saying it's hard to tell the effects of mushrooms over a long period? Are you when you say long period, are you talking about a lifetime, or are you talking about generationally? Because I think we've got a lot of history, I would say, of people using these drugs in terms of evolution. Yeah, I mean, but there are people who consume a lot of psilocybin containing mushrooms that don't show considerable new changes in that end up being passed on to future generations. That girl is Allie, who is the co-creator of the channel. Surprised that you don't know. Gotta check out more of our videos. I mean, if it's evolution over many generations, it's all conjecture. We don't have evidence to point to magic mushrooms as something that has driven evolution. The theory supposes that mushrooms were like the pivotal thing that resulted in significant change in how humans operated and in our brains and in many other things, but the research behind it is bad. Community is a big one, but communities existed without magic mushrooms, or potentially prior to magic mushrooms. And as we'll talk about in the video, there are other things that we developed that better developed community too, more than mushrooms. I don't know, it's silly to say that magic mushrooms are responsible for creating communities, I think, when looking at it from an evolutionary perspective. So anyway, we'll get into it.
Linguists, physicians, and even artists. Carta has a special program that brings together graduate students from different research areas to train them in the basics of anthropology. So during grad school, I had the chance to attend symposia, take classes, and even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to learn more about our understanding of human origins.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna, again, add some text insert. B-roll.
Take classes, and I had the chance to attend symposia, take classes, and
right here,
even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to learn more about our understanding of human origins, and especially all of the things that we don't know and probably never will know about where we came from.
Okay, so for that section, we're actually going to grab from footage that we have, although maybe on my other computer. This is the problem with doing stuff like this, is stuff gets spread all over. Tell you what, we'll do some temp footage, because it's from a video that we did before. but it just won't be as high of quality as if we get the original video file. Here we go. We did a video called Exploring Human Origins in Africa. That sort of roughly follows, or goes over the Carta experience that Ali had, this field experience that she had in Africa. So we'll put that in there. Trust allows for cohesion. Yes, and I imagine you're saying that you need cohesion in order to have communities. But eating a magic mushroom is not going to make you automatically trust someone and then therefore form cohesion. What is a more powerful force for building trust and then also building cohesion would be language. Which we'll actually end up talking about. That'll end up being the central point of this video. Okay, so let's drop this in here. And we'll open it up. And all I'm really looking for is video footage. Here we go.
All of it.
Blah, 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 blah. Grab some of that footage. We'll probably end up just cutting out most of this, but good to have some. To have some stuff that will. Okay, so a lot of good footage that we can add in here from this trip. You can see the quality is pretty crap, right? Or it's low quality. Shrooms brought about enlightenment perspective outside the normal experience. What's your evidence? The actual enlightenment, the period of time, many people consider that caffeine had some role to play in that. But in terms of humans becoming conscious, you don't know that. That's just conjecture at this point. Go. Okay, that should be good enough. We got a lot of footage here that we can just cut down into whatever it is that we're looking for. I'm not specifically talking about consciousness, but you're talking about enlightenment, which is, I guess, perhaps that's a term that needs some bounds, more detail.
Take classes, and even take a field course in Tanzania.
Let's get some footage of Allie right off the bat. Okay, let's grab this.
And even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to learn more about our understanding.
Start here.
And even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to learn more about our understanding of human origins. And even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia.
Right there is probably the spot.
And even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to
some footage of monkeys.
to learn more about our understanding of human origins. And especially all of the things that we don't know.
Cut that. Up there.
And even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to learn more about our understanding of human origins. And especially all of the things that we don't know and improve visual acuity. And probably never will know about where we came from. All of that is just a long...
Okay. Good enough.
course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to learn more about our understanding of human origins, and especially
Okay, let's just expand this out temporarily. Again, quality is pretty poor, but we will end up replacing this, I think, in a bit. All right. I never ended up looking at this poll. Let's end the poll. So it looks like most of y'all. Did I just delete that whole poll? What did I do with that? Most of y'all are on your computer, and then phone, and then 5% of you are on the TV, which, I mean, that's impressive.
and even take a field course in Tanzania and Ethiopia to learn more about our understanding of human origins, and especially all of the things that we don't know and probably never will know about where we came from. All of that is just a long-winded way of
I want them walking to be a little bit longer.
probably never will know about where we came from.
A little bit longer.
Probably never will know about where we came from. All of that is just a long
There we go.
All of that is just a long-winded way of saying, I like to think about this question a lot. And while the stoned ape hypothesis is a very pretty and exciting theory to explain where our remarkable human minds came from, it's just too clean and simplistic to seem very possible to me.
Okay, we'll zoom in. We'll have a closer shot here, like that.
All of that is just a long-winded way of saying, I like to think about this question a lot. And while the stoned ape hypothesis is a very pretty and exciting theory to explain where our remarkable human minds came from, it's just too clean and simplistic to seem very possible to me. If you haven't heard of it before, the stoned ape hypothesis is a theory of human evolution that was popularized by a man named Terence McKenna. He was an ethnobotanist and psychedelic enthusiast who had a lot of interest in the ways that naturally occurring psychedelic substances, like psilocybin mushrooms, could alter human consciousness, especially at very high doses. He theorized that the evolution very high doses. He theorized that the evolution of humans from Homo erectus into Homo sapiens was driven by early humans incorporating psilocybin-containing mushrooms into their diet. He reasoned that as humans were adapting to a changing climate, they may have ended up following along behind herds of wild cattle, whose dung would have provided the perfect habitat for Psilocybe cubensis, a common magic mushroom.
Okay.
The stoned ape hypothesis.
Let's open up After Effects here. Now the question becomes, okay, over there. Let's bring it in a little bit. Like so. And we'll position it a bit lower. That. And maybe go into 70.
If you haven't heard of it before,
The stoned ape hypothesis. Do that. Let's get rid of the. Oh. And this back to 0. Add a drop shadow to it again. There we go. And we'll position it down lower like that. There we go. Now come from the bottom.
The stoned ape hypothesis is a The stoned ape hypothesis is a theory of human evolution that was popularized by a man named
Yeah, we'll take it off screen. Once again, we'll remove that. Now we need a good picture of Terence McKenna. Terence McKenna. Let's see here. Let's find a nice large image. That one's okay. Let's see here. Maybe we can find a better picture of this guy. That wouldn't be bad. Bad picture. Yeah, maybe we will use this one. Is that even him, or is that a painting? It almost looks like a painting. What do you think? Is this a painting? Yeah, I don't think that's real. Huh. Good painting. I just want a plain picture of this guy. Maybe we will use that picture. I mean, it's not like having it be a drawing instead of an actual picture is bad. Okay. Okay, there he is. And we'll need a new solid. Make it the same color. Put it underneath him. There we go. And suddenly, these are their own thing. Actually, let's see here. Do that and that. There we go. Wonderful. He looks mad. That's how he looks in all the pictures, in practically all the pictures. He looks very serious. Just funny because in all of the videos of him, he's kind of a goofy guy. But I guess he didn't want goofy pictures of him. Okay. Here's what we'll do. He'll slide in from the right. But again, we don't want that rotation.
Terrence McKenna.
And we'll also, let's scale it up slightly. Like that.
Terrence McKenna. He was an ethnobotanist and psychedelic enthusiast who had a He was an ethnobotanist and psychedelic He was an ethno Terrence McKenna. He was an ethno
Or maybe we should get some video of this guy. You know, he was living. Terrence McKenna. Let's see here. Terrence McKenna, True Hallucinations. Alright, I'll probably end up. Oh, his final interview. That's interesting. Okay. So here we're gonna do this again. Video of McKenna. Right? And we'll put that there.
Terrence McKenna. He was an ethnobotanist and psychedelic enthusiast who had a lot of interest in the ways that naturally occurring psychedelic substances, like psilocybin mushrooms, could alter human consciousness. Especially at very high consciousness. Especially at very high doses. If you haven't
Okay. I save that. Next clip.
He theorized that the evolution of humans from Homo erectus into Homo sapiens was driven by early
Yet again, we'll need more. Oh. What are you doing? More footage. Heal, health, source, medicine, remedy, feed, thrive, live. What are you, is that are you quoting something? Cliff Rockin'? That seems like kind of a word salad. All right. Tell you what, folks, here we are. It's almost 10:30. I might end up ending this thing a little bit earlier than I would normally, but I'll most likely be streaming more probably Friday and maybe even Saturday. It just sort of depends on how far along I can get on this video. But I'm hoping to do some more streams soon. And if those of you are, if you're watching on YouTube right now, and you want to see more of my streams, I don't always stream on YouTube, I'll usually only stream on YouTube if it relates to the channel directly, if it relates to Neurotransmissions content. So I end up doing some other streams, I guess, just on Twitch, where right now I'm like dual streaming. So I'm always, any stream that you see on YouTube is always going to be on Twitch, but every stream that I do on Twitch is not always going to be projected onto YouTube. So if you want to come watch me like play video games or just hang out and talk and stuff like that, I dropped a link in the chat. You can check me out over there. But I think I'm going to wrap up the stream for today and keep working on this later on. But it was really great hanging out with you guys and chatting about this. I can tell already that this is going to be a controversial video. Oh, Tim, you read my mind. Yeah, I can tell already that that this one's going to ruffle some feathers, which is okay. I think it's worth having the conversation and testing our preconceived ideas of what's right or wrong, or questioning things that we perhaps take at face value. So anyway, I'm excited for you guys to all see the video and to get an idea of I guess the research that Allie did to sort of break things down and see how this stands up to our modern understanding of evolutionary theory. So anyway, really appreciate all you guys hanging out with me. I'll say it again because I said it at the beginning of the stream. If you didn't see the short film that we made, that we released on Wednesday, go check it out. It's been doing horribly on YouTube because we don't make short films. That's just not our thing. But it's great for Halloween. It's a nice spooky Halloween short. I'll put that in the chat as well. And hope you like it. I guess that's it. So good to see all y'all, and appreciate all your comments and everything. And I hope you have a good night, and I'll catch you at a later time. All right, see ya.